Hey guys, this is Oracle Daphne. My name is Beth and I am back again doing the February 2016 monthly tarot horoscopes. This is for everyone with their ascendant, sun, or moon in the lovely Aquarius. And the biggest update, obviously, if you're been watching my channel for a while, is that I did post the sex and relationship horoscopes, and I am now charging rent for those. So I did a separate video, but I want to address it here too, just in case. YouTube does not prompt for payment for those videos unless you're on a laptop or desktop. If you're on an iPhone, it won't prompt for payment, and people are finding they can't make a payment that way. So I just want that, just so you guys know, it's important that you know that as well. I feel like everybody's kind of seeing the messages that I've posted, but I just want to reiterate it again, just in case. And for those of you who are new to my channel, I don't often post the sex and relationship videos, although since I am renting them now, I may be posting them more and I may be doing generals less. However, it's sort of yet to be determined how that's going to go. Obviously, nothing can really replace a private reading. These general readings are just general readings. They're not as specific to you as a private reading would be. Okay, so if you'd like to set up a private reading, feel free to check out my new website, oracledaphne.com, and check out my calendar page. Also, as an FYI, guys, my calendar page does not notify me if you become a member and post make a comment on my calendar. I may see it a day or two later and might not even see that you requested a certain time. My calendar really is just a calendar, so please remember that. You're gonna have to email me to let me know you'd like to set up a private reading a certain day and time. I would love to get you scheduled though. So it does make scheduling easier because people can now just plan out as far as their schedule, match up mine to yours. So and also I am going to be in the future trying to take more time off, which means my booking will be a little bit limited, and it's going to be I'm going to try to restrict my schedule a little bit more because I need more time off. I've just been doing too many of these horoscopes. So I wanted to say that. So that's really my update. That's my spiel. Again, it's oracledaphne.com. I will try to leave a link for you guys right here. And, it's all one word. It's all lowercase. Okay, so on to the reading. I am just going to lay out a spread for you guys. This is for the lovely Aquarius for the month of February 2016. And happy Valentine's to you. I have these beautiful pink roses. In my sex and relationship videos, I had red ones, but I bought these pink ones, and I'm going to send you some beautiful love energy, romance energy. Ooh, and you have the 2 cups crowning you in the beginning of February. Ooh la la. Okay. So to begin, I'm just going to start with the 2 cards in the center. Well, I'll say with the first card in the center. It is linking up with what's crowning you. So you, Aquarius, got the 10 of Cups in what I call the heartbeat of the reading. Center of everything. This is having the hots for someone, okay? This is either being, either knowing who your soulmate is, having the hots for someone specific. This is having a hot night of sex, passion, and what have you, or just having chemistry with someone. You might not have ever, you may never have slept with them, but this is where there's chemistry with someone. Having the hots for someone. This is also, like, I originally called this the whole ball of wax card, okay? This is the romance, bliss, happiness, everything you could possibly want in a relationship, commitment. And, it's also a great financial card too. So for those of you who, I want to say, who aren't in a relationship or who aren't even considering dating, finances, money is flowing in. This is a lot of prosperity because there's a lot of, I say that because there's a lot of fish in this card. Okay, this is generally, fish are very good for prosperity. Okay, so It's also something you can do to feng shui. You know, if you want more prosperity in your life, get some goldfish, you know, or a koi pond or something like that. That's really, really awesome for kind of vibing up the financial energy. What's crossing you is the Hierophant, okay? And this is to get married. This is so, to me, this is like wanting to get married to someone, wanting to be in a partnership, wanting to have a soulmate, wanting to have a full relationship, wanting to have romance and bliss, you know? But the Hierophant is also talking to the psychic. It is also getting some counseling. Sometimes, you know, this is the counselor. This can be a relationship counselor. You may do something similar to what I do, where you do YouTube videos about horoscopes, and you do deal with a lot with love and relationships and all that. This is that kind of thing where also you may need to, or you may want to seek out someone who's going to be able to give you some higher wisdom. So this is a friend, a family member, someone that you can talk to and confide in and really open up to. Also, this is also traditional therapy. And I do recommend traditional therapy, and not everybody believes in therapy, traditional therapy, but I definitely do. And I definitely recommend it. Sometimes it's just good. It's refreshing to go in and talk things through and really talk it through. Because when you're talking, you're channeling. And just like when I'm talking, I'm channeling. So when you're sitting and talking in the shrink's office, it's really good for you to think about what you're saying and listen to yourself and actually hear yourself. Because sometimes you have thoughts in your head, but you don't really hear it. You don't hear it. It's just in there, but you're not really thinking too much about it. So, you know, this is, you know, talking things through, etc., etc. So if you're waiting on a phone call, or if you're waiting on someone to call you about something, this is where you are going to get the phone call. You are going to hear from this person. For some of you, see, I feel like this reading, there's a lot of strong relationship potential elements, love potential, marriage potential elements. But at the same time, some of you are headed down the wrong track. It's split, okay? It's interesting, similar to, I did the sex and relationship video for Capricorn, and that's what Capricorn got. And I don't normally see it this way, but I just feel like some of you, it may just be also to the people that are watching this, some of you may be in a really healthy, happy, great relationship, partnership, a new romance, or you may be looking for new romance. You know, you may be dating people, different people, and you may have found a connection with one of them. And for other people, this is going down the road and being with someone that you shouldn't be with. This is getting into a relationship only to be very disappointed in the end. Getting into a relationship and there being a lot of arguments and a lot of pain and struggle. So let's go back to the path, the happy path. Let's talk about the happy path, the path of romance and bliss and happiness. This is what's kind of like the track sort of that you're on right now. You can, it's up to you, because you have, I feel like, a decision to make for yourself. Okay, you may actually be dating more than one person, and you may end up choosing to be with someone who's not good for you. This is also going back with someone who may have been bad for you in the past. You know, this is where you don't want to get back with an ex. Rule number 1, do not get back with an ex. Okay, do not. So it's really important. And then so on the positive, the happy message here, when you have these two cards, it's really, really strong love and romance. Really, really strong. Because you have the 2 of Cups, plus you have the 10 of Cups. The 2 and the 10. Very strong romance, very strong connection. I'm going to show you just the 2 of Cups separately so you can see that. This is a couple that really is connecting, and they're growing old together. And they've been together, you know, this is a marriage. The fact that you have the Hierophant, the 10 of Cups, and the 2, to me, that's getting married. Some of you may be getting married in February, getting engaged in February. Message me if you're getting engaged. I want to say congratulations. It's a big deal. Some of you may be in a more complicated relationship than that, though. For those of you who are in a more complicated relationship and you're kind of on this other path where it's not the happily ever after relationship, or you're soon to find out that it's not happily ever after anyways, you are, I want to say, in a relationship or having the hots for someone that's not your partner, okay? You may be married and you may have the hots, or you may have like a lover or somebody on the side, okay? And it's really hard for Aquarius because Aquariuses have such a strong conscience. So the 10 of Cups couple is different than the 2 of Cups couple, okay? Now, I know that I have a lot of people watching this. Hang on just a second, I dropped a card. I have a lot of people watching this. So you could be in a happy marriage. You could actually be going to marriage counseling for some of you. And just so you know, too, some of you, you know, who want to, talk to me with your partner, I do couples sessions, and they're very fun, and they're very, I stay on the positive end, so I don't yell at anybody, and there's no fighting allowed during the session. It's really just talking about what I see as the problems, what I see as far as what needs to be changed, and, the outcome. So, and the energy. I'm really looking at the energy and like what needs to happen. Some of you guys are getting divorced, okay? So some of you are married, you have the hots for somebody else, but you're going to end up getting divorced because you have the Justice card, okay? And the Justice card is, to me, divorce, okay? But it is also completing karma, things working out, but they work out, but it's not always the way you want them to work out. It's unfortunate because that's how karma works, okay? So you may not get what you want from the divorce, but that's the karma, okay? So my suggestion is sign the paperwork anyway, okay? Sign it anyway and be done with it and move on, okay? So this is where you may be in a relationship which is deteriorating and you have a lover, or you maybe have had a long-term lover, or you've dated other people, or maybe you're separated. I don't necessarily feel like there isn't the separation card here, so you could be separated from this partner, but my feeling is you actually still are either living with them, or maybe you haven't filed a divorce yet, but you want to file for divorce. There's a lot of things that are kind of happening, that are going to be happening in the future. Should you stay with this person, the outcome is pain and suffering, and it's a dead end, okay? So even if you want to move away, the outcome is pain and suffering. Even if you do move away, the outcome is pain and suffering. So this is something that you're going to have to walk through, and you're going to have to work on, and you're going to have to, I want to say, just go through. And I'm trying to say, and be a little bit prepared for, I guess that's what I want to say. Be a little bit prepared that this is the kind of energy. So some of you, I feel like, are stubbornly staying in a relationship or trying to hang on to something that needs to end. And during this time, you kept your eye maybe on the prize, somebody else, trying to get an insurance policy, what I call an insurance policy, which is, you're not even done with the relationship that you're in, and yet you're scoping out the territory and looking to see, somebody else. So you don't have to be alone for any period of time. There's no, there's overlap, It's sort of like, your rent coming to an end, and then, but you've already paid for the new place. So, it's seamless. There is no period of time where you're homeless. There's no period of time where you're alone. So there's overlap, and overlap doesn't really bode well for you. I just don't see it boding well for you. Now that's for people that are in a relationship. Those people who are looking to get into a relationship or single, this is what you're really like love is very strong on your mind. Like relationships, dating, this is all very strong on your mind if you are single. You may have a certain person, again, that you really like. There's love. I want to say love is in the air for you, Aquarius. And if you are single, so to me, this is a great opportunity to tap into that and take advantage of that. And February, spread the love. Do something nice for somebody else. Go out and treat yourself to a nice dinner or a nice glass of wine, or do something that's very relaxing for yourself, and love yourself. yourself, because there's love energy here. And this is also love from someone else. This is romantic. This is very romantic. So someone may ask you out on a date in February. It may come kind of as a surprise to you. You may not really expect it. But this is like, to me, this is like going out and having a romantic time. You know, this is lingerie, this is the handcuffs, this is the, you know, the glass of the wining and dining, the, you know, Italian restaurant, the sappy music. I mean, this is that, all that stuff. You know, this is the romance novel. This is romance. This is romance at its best. This is the Two of Cups. And it's only really exemplified, I want to say exemplified, but magnified, I should say, with the Ten of Cups there too. Because to me, the Ten of Cups is like more, okay? It's more than just, it's more than the two. It's where things get better. Things get really, really good. You have to be careful. I'm just saying this. I'm not like telling you gotta wait for the other shoe to drop, but I am saying for those of you who are dating, you need to be careful you don't rush into something. Sleeping with someone right away is not the way to go, okay? Because it will just end up being not what you want anyways. You need to take some time to get to know someone. You need to take some time to, first of all, if you, yeah, you need to kind of be okay. And I was talking about this with somebody, this has come up recently. You need to be okay not needing someone in your life. You need to be just in that place of want. Being in that place of want is a completely different place than that place of need, that hungry, I can't be alone, I'm afraid to be alone, please, energy, you know? And Aquarius is naturally lonely. I don't feel like you're going to be lonely in February, okay? I feel like you are going to at least have at least one crazy night of sex or something, or night of romance, let's just say. It might not even be sex, but the Ten of Cups is the sex card. So it's interesting because, you know, I already did my sex and relationships reading, and you might actually want to take a look at it just because, just to kind of compare, because I don't remember a damn thing from any of my readings that I do. Nothing, which is sad, but this is true. So yeah, so some of you are going down the wrong road. You're either going through a divorce or you're going to be going through divorce, for some of you who are in a relationship. And some of you, you need to be careful about this person. You've got the Knight of Cups in reverse, okay? And the Knight of Cups is someone who, see, this is the upright, okay? You see he's a knight, he's riding on his horse. In reverse, in a way, he's fallen off the horse. He's drunk. He's drank too much. He's got too much alcohol in his system. The water is rushing through his veins. The blood rushing through his veins. All his emotions are coming out. This is the emotional breakdown. This is the release of something. This is saying, so it could be him saying goodbye to something unhealthy, an unhealthy habit, you know, recognizing that you have an alcohol problem, seeking out help. The Knight of Cups is someone who really needs help, though. He needs help, and a lot of Aquarians especially kind of take on the motherly role, or the role of, you know, wanting to help and be the savior and take care and nurture. You may have some planets in Cancer too, because this is Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, and Cancer's a lot like that. But it's like Cancer a lot of times needs nurturing, you know, and attracts people that need to, like to nurture. So again, you may have some Cancer in your chart, or you may be in a relationship with a Cancer, but this is where, you know, you need to not take on the project of fixing him up or her, okay, and making him better. You can't change his decisions. You can't change his behavior. He has to want to change his behavior or her behavior himself, herself, okay? And this is the player that's really gone off the chain, okay? Like really just is doing things that are damaging to other people. This is hurting other people. This is getting really seriously hurt by someone via their actions. Someone who's really, you know, you need to be careful, because there's a lot of cards here that are talking about like explosive behavior. And altogether, it's like, it's a recipe for disaster. So you have the Knight of Cups in the reverse, okay? Plus you have originally you have the outcome was the Three of Swords, but I had pulled another card and you got the Knight of Cups. So together you have someone who's kind of out of control, someone who has drunken rages, drunken episodes, drunken violent issues. This is domestic violence. I hate to say that, but this is domestic violence. I hate even putting it out there, but you know, as a domestic violence survivor, I can tell you that this is not the road you want to go down. Some of you may need to walk through it, but you know you're in a negative, you know that you're not in the right place with yourself and in your life if you're in a relationship where there's violence. You have the Seven of Wands together with it as well, which is the position of your attitude, which is the stress card, the frustration, the arguments, the fighting, okay? And you got the drunken person who's not being careful about his emotions, about his behavior, and somebody's going to get hurt. When he falls off this horse, and when he goes off the wagon, guess what? I mean, this is, you know, the trouble. This is pain. This is suffering. This is loss, okay? So this is like... and I just... having a moment here. To me, this is hard. This is really hard. This is the drunk driver. For some of you, it's the drunk driver and someone gets hurt. So, you know, I feel really bad for even saying that and saying this. I wish it was different. You know, this is somebody either that you love or this is you. I want to say this is more, I want to say this is a male. I feel like this is a strong male. I feel like the drunk driver is male. Okay, I want to say it's a drunk driver that's male. I also want to say the person that gets hurt is male. Okay, I don't know why I feel this way. Female Aquarians, I don't feel like this is you. You may get hurt via this other drunk male person. Okay, like the drunk driver could be male, you could be female, you could be driving. Okay, and get hit by a drunk driver. This is somebody else. You know, this could be like a male relative or someone close to you that gets hurt by this drunk driver, by this person. It may, okay, so this is an incident that I feel like, for those of you who go through this towards the end of February, this is going to be a major issue. This is like a major big deal, okay? And I just want to say, you know, I am sorry for your loss. Whatever happens, I want to say that. It's really important that I say that. For any suffering that you go through, for any tragic stuff that you go through, I feel like something is going to happen for you. And it's going to really rock you. Now, I want to say, aside from that, it may just be someone that you know, and it may be someone that you're dating that, again, either they have, I was going to say aside from the drunk driving thing, but they may actually be very reckless, okay, towards the end of February. But it can also be someone that you know that's just having an emotional breakdown. And it could be you that's having an emotional breakdown, especially if you're male. I want to say male Aquarians. This is really pertaining to you, more so than female Aquarians. I feel like for female Aquarians, this is where you know somebody that's been hurt. You know somebody that's either gotten into an accident or had an emotional breakdown or really gotten upset. This is also the tsunami, okay? So end of February, big storms, okay? Big storms. Be very careful if you live on the coast, okay? I know people from all over the world watch this and they're like, there's a lot of coastal people that live on the coast of different countries. If you live on the coast, you need to make sure that you're paying attention to the weather, and you need to make sure towards the end of February that you are like on high ground. Anybody that's on low ground, especially the islands, towards the end of February is you need to be very careful and cautious, because this is the tsunami, and this is, you know, this is where a lot of people get hurt because we have the Three of Swords energy here. If you're just in a relationship that's deteriorated, a marriage where there's stress and there's arguments, there's fighting, this is the end of that relationship. This is where somebody finally sticks the sword in and you get the message that it's time to leave, okay? And this is hard for you to hear, but I need to say it anyways, okay? So a lot of different scenarios that could be playing out towards the end of February. If you are single, you know, you need to be very careful about your driving, where you're going, and make sure that you're not overdoing the alcohol, okay? I want to say step away from the alcohol, Aquarius, for the end of February, period. Females, males, it doesn't matter. You may feel very stressed out and very tense and frustrated for some reason towards the end of February. I feel like for the most part, it's because of this person, okay? And you're going to know who this is, okay? You also may just know of somebody who's had some suffering and some loss in their life, and you may feel bad for them. You know, you just maybe feel really bad for them. This is also family arguments, family sorrows, this is a lot of family sorrow. This is not just like upset, like this is like really, really, really upset. Because all of this water is just like, it's the waterfall, okay? We're not talking about a little stream here. This is the ocean, okay? This is big, like a mass amount of water, like emotionally, where you're upset, okay? This is not just a small upset. No, this is big upset. Again, for the most part, I feel strongly this is male Aquarians dealing with some kind of either frustrating marriage partner, frustrating lover, crazy lover situation, frustrating person in their life that's driving them nuts and needs to kind of be done with it. That's kind of the main thing. Female Aquarians, I feel like there's stress in your life, and you're in a way, the only way that you're dealing with this stress is by crying a lot, crying, and releasing. To me, this is also release. You're releasing a lot of these old wounds because you have this loss, and there may be a death in the family. Again, for some of you female Aquarius, there may be a death in the family or something that happens to someone and someone gets hurt, okay? You just may be suffering because it may be someone that was close to you that passed away, and you're just, you know, it's sort of like, you're inconsolable. You're not, nothing that happens is able to cheer you, to kind of bring you out of this. I feel like more so this is a person than an experience, okay? But for whatever reason, if you're a single female Aquarian, there may be just some loss here. It may just be, again, you know, the end of something, and you need to start fresh. There are some of you that have some karmic influences here. This is karma. This is feeling stuck, feeling like you can't do something. There's some kind of restrictions. Aquarius don't do well with this kind of heavy karma, heavy restrictions. Again, there's like a little light here of the hummingbird, and that is, you may be talking to a psychic, you may be talking to me, someone in February, who could shed a little light on your situation, but this is the prison of your own making, too. And so for some of you, this is saying, well, I can't get out of this relationship, this person provides for me, they pay 50% of the house, if I give up the house, then I'll have nothing, kind of thing, and you don't know where to go from there. So you need to say to yourself, okay, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to get out of the situation no matter what. I'm going to go do this, and I'm going to go do that. I'm going to make a plan. Being decisive is what you're good at. You need to just make the decision and do it. You know, you're wishing for, I pulled a card for what you're wishing for. You're wishing for these restrictions to be let up. It's almost just like you're fed up towards the end of February. You may be a little bit fed up, Aquarius, with the situations that have been going on in your life. You may be very stressed out about certain things and certain aspects of your life, and you may just be kind of at a breaking point, I want to say. And you're just like, and this is the point in which you kind of burst. This is the burst. And this is the year the bubble kind of gets burst, you know, because this is the karma year. So there may be some kind of bursting of someone's bubble, okay, where you can't really contain it. And I know we have a really strong Mars energy going on, and I feel like I have felt this too. You may just be really quite irritable and frustrated and pissy and moany and just like, fuck this all, fuck it all, kind of, you know, and you just may feel like, you know, just very restricted in some way, like you can't do something that you really want to do, or you can't go somewhere that you really want to go. And the reality is, I feel like you're letting your fears, your doubts, your worries, all of that cloud you. You have a dark cloud hanging over your head, and you need to focus on the positive things, and focus on things that you can do and the way that you're gonna get. Is this making your great escape? Okay, take some steps to making things push forward, moving forward, to getting out of a scenario that's not good. I don't like it when the Eight of Swords and the Three of Swords show up. I really just don't, because to me, the Three of Swords to me is a death in the family. It can be, and the Eight of Swords is like, to me, like death itself waiting. You know, I don't like that, okay, because it's annoying, and I'm not trying to fearmonger here, people. I'm just saying, like, to me, the two together I just don't like. So this is, you know, there may be frustration over, like, if somebody passed away in your family, say, for instance, there may be some frustration about that. There may be something there that's unresolved, and you may just have a blow up, you know, with your family. You may just really lose your mind. Like, say there, like, to me, there could be like some kind of estate issues for some people, some kind of legal issues for some people. The thing is you're going to get your wish at the end of February, which is really interesting. And what you're wishing for is no restrictions. And I feel like if you've been, let's just say, if there's someone or something that you've been away from or apart from, or if there's something that's been unattainable at this moment, right now, beginning of February, I feel like there's not going to be those restrictions any longer. Whatever your goal, whatever your dream, whatever the person, there's certain level of attainability at the end of February, because the bubbles burst, because there's some kind of breakthrough. I want to say some kind of breakout almost, where there's like a way forward, because you can't have, to me this is like the climax. This is like the climax, and you're just like, you know, everything's building and building and building and building, and then there's a blowout. My suggestion is, Aquarius, I mean, for some of you, this might not be you. This may be somebody else going through some kind of major blowout with a partner, and you may be friends. Like, you may have like a friend that's married, you know, and they may be going through divorce. You know, this could be like your best friend. I mean, Aquarians are friend people. They have a lot of friends. It could be someone you like too, also, because there's a marriage card right next to it. So somebody that you like may be married. You also may be married. Sorry about the light in here. It's kind of weird. It's a beautiful sunny day, but it's just been doing some weird things with the light in here. But going back to what I was saying, and so this may not be going on with you at all, but the thing is, this is a reading for Aquarius. So I want to say, for those of you who I guess I wanted to say, and I know I'm getting kind of scattered here, I wanted to say that this can be avoided. For some of you, it can be avoided. For some of you, it's karma. There's some kind of karmic element where this is some karma that needs to happen. You're learning from this, okay? Karma is lessons. It's not just things that happen, okay? So there's some lesson that you are learning from this awful experience. Some people may be going through a really awful time at the end of February. And then for other people, you can avoid it, in the sense, if you learn what not to do, if you learn from the situation, or you learn from those restrictions, or if you learn from someone else, it can be someone else, okay? Someone else's suffering, or something is somebody else's sorrows, or somebody else's pain. You understand that there's, And to me, this is somebody else's pain, and this is really hard for me to even talk about. I feel like someone is in a lot of pain, and I feel like those of you who have empathy and you can feel it, it's just like, it's a terrible feeling, and I feel like you're going to learn from their pain. You're going to learn from their suffering. It's good. It's a terrible feeling, but in a way, the sun is going to come out because it always comes out. So for some of you, this is a situation that cannot be avoided. This is something that you're going to have to go through and learn from. And for others, the way to avoid all of this crazy conflict, this is crazy amounts of conflict, okay, leading to this point, okay? There's no antidote for being hurt. You just have to time in space and distance, get over it at some, on some level. And then also, if you can't get any healing work done, get some healing work done. I would recommend doing a heart healing on you. You may want to contact me for scheduling a reading to do some healing work. I do have a tarot cord cutting / healing combo, which is good for you if you're going through any kind of situation where you've really been heartbroken over something. This is pain, this is a lot of pain. And so this could be a pain in relationships, or this could be where you're in a relationship with someone and they're causing you this pain, or it could be someone else that's going through some kind of painful experience. Whichever the case, I would probably recommend, if it's you going through this, do the heart healing thing on you. Okay, so the only way to avoid getting hurt if you're in a relationship is putting down the sword. Don't let it build up. Don't let it escalate, because you right now are in what I call the cycle of violence, okay? So it's the cycle of violence and escalation. They talk about this in anger management. Trust me, I know. It's a triangle, okay? So somebody says something to somebody else that's not good, okay? And then it builds, okay? Builds. And then somebody says something worse back at them, right? And they said something bad, right? And then it just builds bigger. Okay, so what was a small discussion becomes this bigger thing. And then somebody says something even bigger and bites, and it's just like, and they're like, okay, I'm going to take the sword in and then stab the person. And then ultimately it's a giant thing, and then people are screaming their heads off. And this is the blowout of all blowouts. This is World War 55, I mean, it's just, it's not good. It's how wars get started. This is, a lot of tense Mars energy, and I don't like Mars particularly very much. We're learning a lot how to deal with anger. This is anger management 101, okay? Don't engage in this kind of tense argument. The minute you start to see that things are getting bad, where they're replying in a very negative way, and then you're replying in a negative way, and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and then it blows up, you need to stop it. You need to say, okay, I recognize in your mind that this is kind of leading to something very hurtful, because it will hurt you. So don't engage. Do not get into these cycles. Okay? Because ultimately what happens is people say something that's so hurtful, instead of it being a verbal thing, it becomes a physical thing. And that's when the swords come out, and that's when people get really physically hurt from something that was just supposed to be a small discussion. So I know this is a 34-minute video, but I needed to say that. You do have the Four of Wands as a foundation, so there is romance and dating. Again, there is romance and dating here, and I'm going to show you my rose again, so that for those of you, I want everyone to focus on love and romance and dating in February, and not this crazy conflict stuff, because I feel like this crazy conflict stuff is only going to lead to somebody getting hurt. You do have the Knight of Swords again. This is you in the position of emotions, and this is not good because this is conflict. And I see this card the most when dealing with family, but it can come up with regular, boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife relationships. If you are single, I feel like the people around you, there's conflict with either the people around you, with your friends, with your family. It may not be you, obviously, if you're not in a relationship. This is other people. But again, there is this pushing through towards the end of February where these restrictions are going to let up. Something's going to break. And some of you just need to kind of hang in there through it. It's going to be kind of maybe a tough thing, but I feel like there's going to be some kind of breakthrough. So that is all for right now. And I wish you guys all the best. I send you so much love and romance and big hugs, big kisses. And I will talk to you guys again soon. Okay, thanks so much. Okay, take care. Bye.